What's up, folks? Um, I listen, I've been wanting to talk about this and I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about it because I literally just went on Facebook and saw another friend of mine talking about it. So, come on in the room. Let's talk about this, ladies, because if you're in my generation, it's time for us to have this talk. And the talk is menopause. And for so many people, I think because it's not been talked about, it's embarrassing. And I'm just going to check and see if I'm live where I'm supposed to be. Let me see if I'm where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I'm here. Um so menopause. Typically people, around maybe early 35, 30, some people to early 30s, some people not until their 50s, but let's talk about me. Okay, cuz I know me. I started this journey. I don't know when I really started, but I can tell you I started having symptoms of menopause, of perimenopause when after I had Kingston. So I had Kingston at 42. No, I had Kingston at, I don't know, somewhere in my 40s, like early 40s. And I don't know if having a child later impacts menopause. I'm not certain, but I think it probably plays a role into it. And so I started having hot flashes, which is the typical people say, having hot flashes and they joke about it. It's really not that funny, to be honest. When you're going through a period of perimenopause and you're having these hot flashes, it's not comfortable at all. You go from feeling cold 1 minute and then you're extremely hot and sweating profusely at night. For me, it is, I have to wear different layers. My sheets, I need to change my sheets because I have cotton sheets. I probably should get some type of natural bamboo sheets to help. I don't wear long pants anymore when I go to bed because I know I'm going to be hot. I have different blankets, so I have my comforter. I always have to have my sheet because my sheet is when it gets too hot, I can just throw the comfort off. But then I can't not have the comforter because then I get cold. So it's back and forth of being cold, being hot. And this is because of the estrogen and progesterone hormones being out of whack. When I went to go get some lab work done a few years ago, I wanted to know before I stop having my period. I went in and they were testing my hormone levels and all of these things, and my levels came back. One of the things that they look for, and if any medical folks are on here, one of the things they look for is a particular, I can't even tell you, I can look at my thing, but mine was way off the charts. And this was before I stopped having a cycle. And I was like, what does this mean? And the response that I got from doctors was, oh, yeah, you're going through perimenopause. Yeah, yeah. It was literally just kind of like, yep, that's what it is. And this is just something you have to go through. And I'm thinking, okay, this number seems really high. The baseline says this, and then it says like a max is this, but I'm way over like 50 points over. Does that mean anything? Nope, nope. And I'm like, that, I don't think that's really true. So I went to my primary care doctor. I went to, excuse me, I went to the OBGYN and the same attitude. It was the same attitude of, well, it's just what it is. And I'm like, I'm not satisfied with that. And so I'm still going through that journey of I need to find a trusted physician or medical professional who will be able to understand my complaints and understand what it is that I need because I am still struggling with this whole process. So my process is, okay, perimenopause. I really don't know how long that lasted, but pretty soon I ended up not having a cycle. And initially, of course, when you don't have your cycle and it doesn't come for months, you're like, "Ooh, girl, am I pregnant? Oh my god, I'm scared," right? But mine, it went straight through the whole year. And I was like, "Wait a minute now. This is menopause? Okay." And it wasn't as bad at the time when I was going through perimenopause. It wasn't horribly bad as far as, like, the other symptoms. I was having hot flashes, but some of the other symptoms that I'll get into and talk about wasn't really present for me. And so when I didn't have my cycle for the whole 12 months, I was like, "We in there? Like, I passed, like, menopause, here we come, it's smooth sailing." Let me tell you something. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It was not smooth sailing. After I finished that 12 months of not having a cycle, I thought that it was going to get easier. For me, it got worse. It got worse. So today, I am 4 years past menopause. So I have not had a cycle for 4 years. Okay. So when y'all be joking and be like, "Well, you want to have another one?" No, it's not even possible. There's nothing happening in there anymore. So 4 years since I've had a cycle. So according to physicians, when you have 12 months of no menstrual cycle, you are officially in menopause. Okay. Now, I tried joining some of these Facebook groups. Let me just warn you now, don't do it. It's not informational. It is a bunch of women complaining, and it is a sad place. And I just recommend that if you want to keep your mind, stay out of the Facebook groups because it is not helpful. It's a lot of complaining about what's happening. Um, I really didn't find it any. I didn't find it beneficial. I didn't find any tips because I just couldn't get over the complaints. Now, some of the other symptoms that I have been going through have been very severe, and it's different for every woman. Every single one, like my mom, she has no recollection of menopause. She has no idea what age, and it does matter when your mom what age they went into menopause because that dictates somewhere in your body. Oh my eye is itching. These allergies. It will dictate about what time you will start going through the process. But my mom has no idea. My sisters can't really tell me other than hot flashes. But for me, this menopause thing that's happening right now is anxiety. One of my girlfriends was like, when I was talking about dealing with high functioning anxiety, she was like, "Do you think it has anything to do with menopause?" Absolutely. And people are not talking about that. A lot of times when you hear the phrase mental breakdown, nervous breakdown, or some people like, "She crazy." I don't even like using that phrase anymore because it has such a negative connotation toward women, and oftentimes it's this period of time women are going through menopause and perimenopause that the anxiety levels are extremely high. And it's not just fear. Um, Anxiety is a fear-based thing, but it's not just it looks like I'm scared. I'm worried that something's going to happen. It is scattered brain, it is brain fog, it can be um health anxiety. This is something that I dealt with where you feel that because your body is feeling very different that something else is wrong. So, a woman who's going through menopause who has health anxiety, it may look like, say, for example, for me, when I go to bed, and I wake up in the morning, my fingers are tingly. Now, if you look in any book or talk to anybody about tingly fingers in menopause, you're not going to find it because it is not a typical thing. But I've had all kinds of workup done, testing done, and MRIs and CAT scans and all of this stuff. And so because the hormone levels in my body are so out of whack, there's so many things that can be happening inside of my body that's causing my body to feel very different. I don't feel like the same person. Many women who are going through menopause feel like a completely different person. Sex drives are different, eating habits are different, um, metabolism is different, your skin is different. I mean, everything that you can possibly think about is different. So if you are a partner or spouse or a friend of somebody who is going through this time, it is not, this is one of the toughest times for women in their lives. It is tough. Some women, thanks be to God, they don't go through all of the stuff. But for me and some of the other women that I've seen in the comments, they're like, "Oh, nobody told me about this." Like 1 minute, you feel like you might be losing your mind. And it's related to the menopause. Now, because I'm not a medical professional, please go check with your doctor. If you've never had workups, labs, all of the stuff, please go check with your physician to find out if it's something else. But when I did all of the workups, they tested my blood, they tested my urine, they tested my brain, they did MRIs, they did all of the things. And my hormones for my estrogen and progesterone were off crazy. Now, some people talk about hormone replacement. I don't, I'm not a medicine person. I don't hardly take Advil. I don't take aspirin. So I would need to find something holistic for me. For me, I know for other people, certain things work, but for me, I need to find something holistic because I don't want it changing this thing and impacting this. You know, like anytime you take any type of chemical medication, you're going to have side effects. And I just am not that person. But I need some resolve. I need some answers because, like just today, let me tell you, at nighttime, what happens? So I'm hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. So I don't get enough sleep. I don't get enough rest. Okay. That's the first red flag. So a woman who's going through menopause, perimenopause, they're not rested. They're physically not rested. So that impacts them. If they're physically not rested, they may be more irritable. They're already irritable because the hormone levels are off kilter. Okay. So now they're even more irritable. I'm not giving you a pass to go be mean, but I just want you to understand the depths of this thing called menopause. So you don't get enough sleep because you're tossing and turning all night. I had already had some bladder stuff happening. So I get up, go to the bathroom at least 5 times during the nighttime. Okay. So that's impacting there. Then my mouth is dry. My mouth is extremely dry. So I have a water bottle on the side of my bed. Well, guess what? If you already going to the bathroom in the middle of the night without water, if you have to drink some water because your mouth is dry, guess what happens? You're going to be going to the bathroom even more. So now I'm getting up even more, going to the bathroom. Another thing about at nighttime, Black women, our hair, right? So I used to wear scarves I used to wear scarf I can't wear scarves at night anymore because guess what happens? I get extremely overheated. So now, um, under the scarf, I'm sweating, my hair is sweating out. I don't no straight hair during the season. We're not straightening our hair anymore because the straight hair will end up a big poofy mess because it's all sweated out during the night. So now I'll sleep on a satin pillowcase is helpful, but even still, my head is sweating. Um, my hands tingle. I wake up and I feel like I've slept on my arm and cut out circulation. My hands are tingling. Um, what else during the night? I may have wild dreams. I'm already a dreamer, but because of the hormone levels in the menopause, now I'm even dreaming more vividly. Um, and then when you wake up, you're not rested. You ache in places that you've never ached before. Your your ability to function is just different. You may be tired more than ever. The drive for many things is just not the same. It's just not the same. And so this video is to shine a light. This is Be Light. Y'all know me. Is to shine a light on an area that so many of us go through, and we don't know that this is causing a domino effect in our lives, this menopause that many of our mothers and aunts aren't talking about because it was shameful. And now we need to have this conversation about it because it is natural. It's a natural part of the cycle of a woman's reproductive system. So for those women out there who feel like they are losing their minds, I just want you to know you're not. Your body is physically going through an adjustment. Your hormones, everything that's happening inside of your reproductive system, endocrine system, all of these things impact every part of your body. They impact your heart, impacts your lungs. Let me tell you, when I had some health anxiety stuff happening last year, let me tell you how crazy this impacted my entire body. So, going through menopause, so you have the adjustments of these off-kilter hormones, and then now you have the anxiety because you're unsure if there's really something wrong with your body. For me, I felt like something was happening in my brain. I felt like maybe you have some type of deadly terminal disease, and that was just very extremely scary. And so I remember going to Wolf Lodge with my family, and I was dizzy. I was dizzy. I went to the doctor. They ruled out everything. They were like, "Nothing's wrong with you, girl. It's just anxiety. Do you want some medicine?" I was like, "You're making me mad." And I was dizzy, but not vertigo dizzy. I had scattered brain fog. Brain fog looks like you forget things. Like, I just came in, I put my keys down. Where the heck are they? It looks like um I'm trying to say certain words and the words aren't flowing the way that they should. Brain fog looks like you sit down at a computer to get some work done and you literally just stare at the computer like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it's extremely frustrating if you're a productive person and you got things to do and you got deadlines. So we take a break, we go on a family vacation, and I go to Wolf Lodge. And Wolf Lodge is an indoor water park. And so the water slides, you got to go up to get on the water slide. Well, I wasn't feeling my best. And I was like, well, maybe the water will help me. And so we're walking up these stairs. And because of the health anxiety that was happening in my body, I could not breathe. I'm walking up the stairs. Now, there's nothing physically wrong with me. I'm walking up the stairs and I'm holding on to the railing and I'm going, and my husband's like, "Are you okay?" And he already knew I wasn't, but I'm like, "How is this affecting my breathing? Why can't I breathe?" And of course, if you're feeling like you can't breathe, clearly there's something wrong. Clearly, there is something wrong with my body, and you don't think it's my mind. You think it's my lungs. You think something is happening in your lungs because there's no way my mind could impact my lungs, but it can. And I struggled and I was trying to save face because my kid is wanting to have a good time. And I'm like, ah, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't walk up these stairs. I just ran a marathon, 26 miles. And girl, get your life. You can't even walk up some stairs. What is happening? But I tell you that to tell you that going through menopause does wild stuff to our bodies. And I just want to be a beacon of hope for anybody who may be going through this process right now. So share this video. I should have did it on YouTube. I don't know how I would have done it on YouTube. I guess I could have done that. But share this video with somebody who is talking about perimenopause, menopause. I don't know when this ends. I've asked people and they're like, girl, for me, it was like 10 years. For me, it was like 15 years. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to go through this for 10, 15 years. It's already been 4 and it's gotten worse. So I'm still looking for some type of resolve, some type of, not even a resolve, just something natural to help me feel just a little bit more like myself? So, alrighty, have a fantastic Sunday, you guys. Bye bye.